Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Siri Gurudev Name
Sat
Siri Gurudev Name Long deep breath, heart breath. And breathe. Okay, Japa Saraswati.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So,
All right.
so please, Japa Saraswati, can you teach that? Talk.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
So this is number 817. It's about Lee Harris and transformations. We'll begin by tuning in. My dear light workers, as we know, one of the ways to understand what happens right after you awake from sleep that gives you a quick dream, that would come from soul. Several weeks ago, I wanted to know from Soul about our US administration. Then I got a quick tableau dream that would see both a thin woman and man who were on their knees, and they had big iron manacles around their necks, wrists, and ankles that were attached by large chains. That meant they became slaves, white people. Of course, we already know that many thousands of immigrants are already jailed. See our video from Lee Harris, an intuitive from ET's. Oh, hold on one sec. An intuitive from ET's called Z's and a healer and teacher. So this is the video. We'll watch the first 10 minutes of it together. And then the Kriya, Agyapal is going to share a Kriya with us. So let us change ourselves to transform us from our 5D with very high frequencies using our Kundalini Yoga from the Survival Kit that is from our Baba Siddhi Chand Ashram's website to lead us from Agyapal for 5 minutes for the Kriya. The link is for the Kriya. Okay. And then the meditation will be 1 minute of heart pumping, 5 minutes of consciousness, no reality, which is strong heart breath, which is belly breath, nose inhalation, nose exhalation for 6 seconds from out of your heart center. Slide from fear. Let go from any of your old, nasty, difficult stuff. No reality, no thinking, or no everyday self, but only feel, just be light. And then we'll spend 2 minutes to become awareness and understand what happened using our note from everyday self, using our notes, listen and share. Lots of love. Siri Gian.
Okay, thank you so much. So,
Okay.
so we're ready for the video for Lee Harris.
Oops. Hold
Oh,
This is not the interview.
yeah, don't have him.
on. I thought you wanted the first 10 minutes of this video.
No, start there, and then when the 10 minutes, that's the end. This
Okay.
this yellow I IA frames, don't him.
Okay.
Forecast for 2026, which is the year of energetic reorganization. You know, I'm given themes intuitively about what we're experiencing and why and how. And every month I report on the monthly themes. But when you do a year, it gives you a different way of looking at things. And one of the things that really struck me about this year is in some ways, I feel like we've all been aware that the world is not what it used to be for many years. I would say that 2016 was a big change for the world, and then 2020 was a big change for the world in terms of pivotal moments where almost the ground starts to change underneath your feet. And I remember when I was doing the energy update for January, the month of January this year, there was a big message early on about a lot of political shifts, a lot of shifts in leadership, shocking events, difficult events, corrupt events happening, and that this would happen very early on in January. And usually, in my experience, although not so much last year and this year, January is often a quieter month, but it feels like we hit the ground running with the energy themes that we're going to see playing out through this year, which is we the people asking, what is this system we are in? How has this been happening for this long? There's a lot of wake up in the mainstream around the shock of seeing how all of this has been held together or not held together all of these years. And there's the surfacing of all of the shadowy underpinnings. So if you look at that collectively, you go, wow, we're all in this reckoning that for a lot of people, not for many of us who perhaps have been privy to this or aware of this for many years, but for many people, there is a wake up around, oh my God, we're in an abusive relationship and we didn't know. We thought we were being looked after, or we thought that our parents were fine, or we thought that, yeah, the system's not great, but it's okay, it's holding us together. And what is slowly but repetitively now happening is we are being shown and given many examples of where corruption or things that will threaten our health, the health of the planet, have been very consciously woven into our systems, not unconsciously woven into our systems, consciously. And that's the shocker. And that's the thing that can, if you're new to this kind of information, it can be devastating. I know for me in 2008, when I first started to come to awareness of some of the underpinnings of our world, it feels like someone pulled the rug out from under your feet and you feel devastated. We're currently in a period of time where increasing evidence around all of that is beginning to rise to the surface. So what people used to refer to as conspiracy theories are now becoming factual, undeniable things. I'm not saying all of them are, but you know, we always knew that conspiracy theory was a term that was created to slap a label on people who were speaking a truth that shouldn't be publicly known. So you make that person the target of being ostracized, being judged, being belittled, and therefore you create fear in the collective of associating with those people. Oh, they're crazy. Whereas what we're actually seeing right now is that some of the things that would have seemed crazy many years ago are actually being shown as truth. So you've got that on a planetary level, which on any given day, that can break your heart, it can enrage you, it can devastate you, it can make you the target of some of these corruptions. You might be someone very much who is the target of some of these inhumane or corrupt things that are happening, or your heart might be bleeding for someone who you know who is the target, or just empathically for the world at large, because most people do not want to see the world as it is. Most of us don't look at the world and go, oh, this is great, this is the planet we want to see. Most of us don't do that. The question is, will we go beyond hoping for little bits of change or little positive signs? We've gone beyond little. We've gone beyond where putting a band-aid on one area is going to placate all the others. So, first of all, as a human being watching the world do this, it's very destabilizing to who you thought you were,
Yeah.
when what you thought you were living in is not what you thought it was. So it's for anyone out there who has been in an abusive relationship. It's quite a shock when you realize you're in one, and you usually don't realize you're in it until a certain point. Having had a couple in my life, there's that horrible moment where you're like, oh my God, how did I find myself here? How did I miss this? What happened to me? There's a lot. But now I want to flip it to the personal. There will be many out there who perhaps this isn't your first rodeo with this information. You've known some or much of this stuff for many years. It doesn't mean you know all the details. It doesn't mean you know the names of who or what necessarily, although some names you might know. But it's more that you know that we haven't, human well-being has not been at the forefront of the agenda on this planet for a long time. And so therefore, there are those people who are going through that reckoning, but there are many others who aren't going through that reckoning. They're like, okay, well, it's just surfacing, but are perhaps becoming more motivated to be an activist of a kind. So there are some activists who will be on the front line calling out an injustice. There are some activists who will be challenging those who are creating a scenario or a circumstance that is causing punishment, suffering, degradation. Then there are the other activists, the activists who are building for the future. It's not that they're oblivious to what's going on in the present, and it's not that they're turning a blind eye or sticking their head in the sand. It's just that they may have alchemized these feelings a long time ago. It's why you have to be very mindful of anyone screaming at anyone else as to what they should be doing at a time like this. You know, there's a lot of that. You see a lot of people going, you should be speaking up about this in the way I want you to speak up about it. And it's like, that's a complete waste of your energy. If you feel that strongly about something, go and do something about it. There's a lot of blaming, and there's a lot of emotional reaction masquerading as healthy opinion. But actually it's emotional reaction, and there's nothing wrong with the fact that that is playing out. That's what's supposed to play out. But what it does call for each of us to do is to get even clearer. What do I feel? What is true for me? What is true in my own connection? What feels like a truth I have to respond to? That's what so many of us are being called to do right now. Trust our own discernment more, because things are going to be more unbelievable, more wild, more crazy than we've ever seen for a period of time. But also trust your inner knowing of, where am I meant to be? Who am I meant to be with? And what are the things I'm meant to be doing? Now, as I always say, if you are someone who is right now recovering from something, or you're overwhelmed, or you're dealing with something that's going on with you, you know, physically, that means that you aren't at your full faculties, tone everything down. You know, don't think you're supposed to save the world. You won't save the world if you are stressed and under duress. The first thing you have to do is recognize this is a stressful time. So how do you find the balance point? What makes you more regulated on a daily basis? And for you, it might mean, I just can't know about the rest of the world for 3 days. I just need to take 3 days away from all of this because we're also not built to take in all of the information that we now can take in at speed, unfiltered every day. So it's a year of energetic reorganization on a world level, but it's having a massive personal effect on all of us, no matter how much this time isn't a surprise to you compared to some other people. As I always say, it's one thing to have known that we were coming to a time like this, it's another thing to viscerally experience it on a biological human level. I get very impacted by the collective nervous system. Even though I work to maintain myself and my center, I'm also, that's part of my job. My design is that I'm here for people and I'm here for energetics. So of course, part of my job is dealing with the collective nervous system, and there are days where that is more fun than others. But I think all of us are affected by the collective nervous system, and so it's important to keep that in mind as we go through this period of time.
Thank you. It's interesting.
Okay. Get rid of that guy. Okay. Now, this is for Paul for yoga, Kriya. Are you ready? Paul?
I am ready.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So this meditation is a meditation for transformation. And first, let me just say a few things about what it's going to do for you. Then I'll explain how. Well, it's just a mudra and a mantra. There's no real movement involved in this kriya. The kriya, a completed action. It's just a mudra that's very important and a mantra. And we'll do that for 5 minutes. So first, while you're just moving yourself into easy pose and straight
Oh,
spine.
wait a minute. Can you talk about the whole introduction?
Yeah, I'm going to do that now.
Okay, go ahead.
So while you're just sitting and with your spine straight and beginning to just do heart breath or just a simple breathing in and out. What this is going to do for you is, let me read it from the survival kit. It says, quote, "When we see the dark clouds coming over the mountain, we seek shelter because we know there is an inherent danger in those clouds. We may get soaking wet. We may get struck by lightning. This meditation clears the darkness from the clouds in our hearts and helps us to avoid that inherent danger. It adjusts our perception of our projection. Many nervous systems will totally fail. People will fall on their shoulders and scream with a twisted mouth. If you cannot help them in any other way, have them do this meditation." Okay, so the first thing I wanted to teach you is the mudra. So you're sitting in easy pose and you take your hands and put them into fists and bring them to your diaphragm. Okay? I don't want to go too fast here. So just bring it, excuse me?
Can we see your
No.
mudra?
I would rather not be video on the video, if it's okay.
Okay.
So just put your hands in, clench your fists and bring them to your diaphragm and touch the knuckles of your Saturn fingers. Everybody got that? Touch the knuckles of your Saturn finger. This should initially give you a feeling of self-confidence.
What is your Saturn figure?
Your middle finger, sorry. So your middle finger on each hand is there at, at the they're touching. Okay, so as you're, oh, perfect. So so you have that knuckle of your middle finger, and the Saturn fingers are touching. Now extend, as you can see in that picture, you can extend your Jupiter finger. Okay, hold, push, push, push that.
Which is
Saturn.
your Jupiter finger?
Yeah, I'm getting to it.
Okay.
Push your Saturn finger, the knuckles together. Good. And then you bring your first fingers out. Those are your Jupiter fingers. And you press the pads of your Jupiter fingers together. Okay, so you have, it looks like a little diamond now.
Is it your index finger you're talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody together. Any more questions so far?
Yes, please. Would you, we could also see that mudra from on the upside so that you can see this from upside. Can you change that to that place? There you go.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can see your Saturn finger knuckles touching. You can see your Jupiter finger pads touching. And then lastly, bring your thumbs up, and you can see there, they come up a bit. They move up a bit, and they should press together until the first knuckle. Okay. And so with your thumbs, touch your diaphragm. So make sure you're touching your diaphragm. So now relax into this mudra.
Okay. And your diaphragm is just after your lungs.
Yeah, your your diaphragm is just right under. You could feel where your ribs are. As far as it goes, it's right underneath that. So it's under your your lungs, right? Okay, everybody good? So now you're touching your diaphragm with this mudra. And the next thing to say is that the mantra is Wa He Guru. Wa, infinite, He, thou, and Guru, self or source with a capital S. What we'll do now is we'll chant Wa He Guru. The key is to articulate each of those syllables independently and clearly. So it's like Va He Guru. You it doesn't matter how fast or how slow you go, but it does matter that you articulate them independently. And well, it's said there that to do it for 120 days before we start feeling results. But I've been doing it for a week, and I feel, well, the idea is that it brings, for me at least, it brings my awareness closer to my consciousness of the divinity within me, of Guru within me. So, but just notice what happens for you. The ideal time is 120 days. But and if you do it every day, between 10 and 20 minutes I mean, if you have time to go to 30, 31 minutes, it's great, but I find 11 minutes is fine. And that's what I do. However, today we'll do it. We'll do this for 5 minutes. So you have to work up to it. So the idea, what is prescribed here is 40 repetitions of Va He Guru, Va He Guru, and you can belt it out however you want. You can do it quietly or you can do it loudly. And there's 40. There's no way I can do that. You have to work up to that. So what I've been, with one breath. So you deeply inhale and then Va He Guru, Va He Guru. And I'm doing it now 16 repetitions of Vaheguru in one breath. And then after that, take another breath and do it again. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. And so 16, if you can do 20, that's awesome. But I can do 16. And then the key too is don't cheat. It says in there, don't cheat. Like if you run out of air, okay, just stop and wait for the next cycle to start again. Vaheguru. And so it's very important to do all. Let's say we'll try for 16. Do yourselves, so do whatever you can do. I'm going to try for 16 in one breath. That's the key. So the first thing to remember is articulate the syllables individually, and then say the Vaheguru 16 times. That's what I'll do, and in one breath, and then take another breath and continue. And what we're going to do, and then what I usually do is close my eyes, focus them in and up at my third eye. That I don't see that prescribed anywhere, but I'm just saying that's what I do. Yep, and we'll do this for 5 minutes. And good. Anybody, any questions?
Yes. Are you going to be the timer?
Yes, definitely. I will time it for 5 minutes.
Okay.
I will be a timer. Yes.
Okay. And shall we be muted?
You know what? I think that would probably be right because we're not together in the same location. So yes, I think let's mute. And everybody's muted. Good. So again, sitting in easy pose, spine straight. That's key because I'll just add one thing. A lot goes on physically during this. It's said here that sometimes you'll feel a pressure around the lungs and the thyroid. It's a very temporary effect, and that later you'll feel very young and very energetic. That's nice. And then it says this causes, the action of the tongue as it flicks the upper mouth causes the central nerve to its tip to be stimulated. It causes the thalamus to secrete and drip, the pineal to radiate, and the pituitary to secrete. So the energy at your navel point will run down to the base of your spine, then back all the way up, back and forth. So you will get a feeling of vast horizons, which they call enlightenment. Okay, so let's sit in Easy pose, spine straight, eyes focused in and up at your third eye. Let's do a couple of breaths, easy in and out. And we'll do this for 5 minutes, starting now. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. Heart breath.
And begin CNR. 5 minutes. Inhale. Exhale. And breathe. So this is for listening. 2 minutes. Inhale. Exhale. And we saw the Kriya, the meditation, it was made at March 8th, 1976, just 50 years ago. Okay. Okay. I'll give Paul.
Yeah. Well, one thing I noticed right at the end was what a difference when I do it with with all of you as opposed to when I do this meditation on my own. And it's really powerful, more powerful when I do it with all of you. And so thank you for that. And the other thing is, what I noticed was, that pressure around my thyroid. I noticed a kind of uncomfortable pressure and then gradually subsiding. And then at the end, I felt lighter and lighter and um, yeah, definitely brighter. And there was a part of me that didn't want to stop. That felt, because I usually do this for 11 minutes, and there's a part of me that, it's funny, it's kind of got into a flow and didn't really want to stop. And the sound current, the Vaheguru uh just carried me through. um but um, yeah, and then there was, coming out of the meditation into to the listening, there was music, and the song that came, two of them. One was "I Can See Clearly Now, the Rain Is Gone," and it started, and it was like, oh, I can't get this out of my head. I can see clearly now, the rain is. I can see all obstacles in my way, and so anyway, I stopped fighting it and just okay, okay. So and my eyes, we talked about on Sunday, new eyes. I felt like my eyes are beginning to open into a new dimension, if you will, or just I can see more clearly now. And the eyes of my heart, are opening. And yes, anyway, so it felt like a lot is going on, a lot that I can't. Oh, and then I was very conscious of everybody else um, uh, doing the meditation, almost visualizing everybody else. And, saying to myself, oh, I hope I explained it right. I hope everybody's doing it okay. I hope da 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 da. And then I sort of said, okay, trust. It's not all up to me. And so it was just a lovely, yeah, opportunity to visualize everyone, um, and feel like I was right there with everyone. Um, so I think that pretty much covers everything. Yeah, so with the song, I can tell that's going to stay with me. I can see clearly now the rain is gone, and yeah, the dark clouds have disappeared. Not all the dark clouds. I mean, I will continue this meditation. However, I feel there are some effects that I am feeling, for which I am very grateful. And then, open the eyes of my heart, open my eyes of my heart, love, and so on. That's another song that was coming to me. A lot of songs, a lot of sound current in the form of song. So I think with that, I will share the time.
Well, that was great.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. So, Gian Prem.
Satnam.
No.
Oh, that was beautiful to share today. Um, hmm. And very deep and quiet. I was seeing a lot of like the patterns of coming into mantra, like when like if I'm not counting with beads or with my fingers or something, I'll do visuals. And today it was a die, and I was doing fours, and I was just spreading out those dies into patterns to come up with a number and to extend the breath maybe a little bit more with the same number. And then you get to the point where the body sort of takes over, and you can go into the focusing on the third eye and the imagination of where else we want to go with it, right? And for me, I can see the word sometimes, so it helps to go back to my visual aids when I was younger, and it's like alphabet soup and stuff like that. So the crunching of the numbers and the language too, for us to all understand the language that has been happening through the ages. And for me, like noticing like the O's and the oohs and ahs, of the things that came naturally when I was younger, or, calling out for my ma or my dad, and when I do the mantra, it brings me to so many places. But when you come back to the intention and the focus, we're powering through with our breath and with the circulation, and there's so much going on there. And I find it beautiful to with the practice to notice the simplicity of it. So for me, it was like being retold, like a story, and understanding it in a little bit different of a way through the perspective. And the what I wrote down a couple of things that's sort of like a recipe, I guess, for a softening blend is um, sometimes the biggest test for us is the best rest that we are doing. And when we're softening within that, there's a celebration sort of in that rebellion that shows us the other side of sometimes dancing through a practice, and things come to the surface and we're able to come up with a solution for that, right, for sometimes our reactions. And when we pray and dance and sing in a way, it allows us to open our vibration up to the vibration that's going on around us. And what I was given as a visual was a seed underground and how it moves in so many different ways, and its attachment to the earth and its attachment to the light, and that sort of a contract, I guess, that it's the simplicity of that worth, and that coming forth, right, and all of the different directions of the movement, and coming back to those patterns and sort of seeing myself in that flower, like of the movement of looking around and seeing the different things, and see it in the way that I'm moving as well, for my relationship here with the earth, and what's going on there. And it's that, the we in that, and the God and we is this such truth of that way of being, this relationship of growth, and coming out from something, and it's back to the womb again. For me, is it's that closeness that I'm noticing of the transformation that can happen, within the meditation, within the mind, body, spirit, and soul, that we're coming together as a whole, right? And for me, it is sort of like a walking meditation, and that way of, where the genius can come through sometimes, and for our messages and the truth coming through for us to share with others, in this way of expressing our freedom of coming forward with this equality of, being in there in the middle sometimes, to have that way of understanding of this side and the other side, and then how it can be sort of, understood through the changes that are made over time naturally with the earth, and the earth's vibration and its growth and change. And yeah, and Wahiguru is really coming to that, just noticing of this infinite now, right? That all of this around us and beyond us and within us is, it's okay to be there with that, right? It's just so beautiful in a way too, that we're given the choice to pick our way of where we're focusing our attention, and how we're using our opinion, if that's part of what we're doing, and just coming to noticing that is that's a truth that we can all handle equally, that we are as bold as love, and we're each going through a process of coming, to an age, and then to this place where we go and see other things, and we have a way of doing that within our body now, right? Outside of this process of life and death, we have a way of living. So this is what we're doing. And we're doing a wonderful job at this, expressing our way through species and the bends and twists and turns and examples that we use through our stories and our creations that we're so humbly sharing with all of this matter and the water, and coming into that way of understanding of how much trust we're giving to this freedom that we're accepting, and the responsibility that others are sharing in ways that, okay, that's okay. We are all doing what we are doing, and that's okay. So we can come up with our way of the solution to be in that sort of way, right? And we can let go of that too, right? Because we're all sort of channels of light. I just see that way, the new way of, celebrating that way of us all being, in this same place. Waheguru. Thank you so much for this opportunity too. Thank you. That waking up today and coming here and celebrating another beautiful week in the middle of the week it's an okay thing to do. Waheguru.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Waheguru.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this Hadi Munder? No, we don't see her.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay, good. Okay, so what would you like to hear?
Or say. Um, like Agyapal, I have been coming up with songs, or the songs have been wanting to be heard and coming out of nowhere. I mean, all of a sudden, a song from 40 years ago is coming up, or another song here. And the I really like I can see clearly now, The Rain Is Gone is a perfect one. The first one that came out of it just appeared is Whispering Hope. This was a few days ago, and I thought it was a gospel song, but it isn't really. But it came out at the perfect time. One of the language in it is hope, like a gentle persuasion. It was the gentle persuasion part was a piece that I needed to hear that day.
Mm-hmm.
And
Great.
so that one just came out from 30 years ago, 40 years ago. The other one that has come up recently in the same way. Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, today,
I'll taste your strawberries. I'll drink your sweet wine.
that one. And it's an odd one to come up because we are in the middle of a extended snow where we've had a lot of snow, and then we've had really deep cold, which is very unusual for the end of March. And the berms on the between cars and on the sides that are plowed, they're over 5 feet tall everywhere. And they're not going anywhere because all this week and next week, it's all below freezing. So none of it's going to be melting. So it's just been odd that the songs just appear out of my history of decades and decades ago. The biggest thing for me right now is my younger daughter is on the other side. Um, her, her feeling of unsafety and lashing out and demanding things is, and other times it would be emotionally upsetting to me. Um, and this time it's just a great sadness for her. It's like if any one side, if the progressives were to look at the MAGAs and say how hateful you are and how horrible and how could you be, all that. I mean, she's telling that to me. Um, and when I explain, she thinks I'm gaslighting her. So there is no explanation because then it becomes, she believes gaslighting. So it's interesting to feel the calmness I'm feeling about this because um how do I I'm not sure quite how to I am comfortable and very calm with what I've decided to do about it, but or but it's still something that has to be dealt with. So um anyway, it was odd to find. It's like going back when everybody was on opposites, families were split on either side of the political. This is like families are split on either side of the metaphysical. So it was lovely to do the meditation, or it's interesting to do the meditation because I'm at this point almost allergic to going back into that world, but doing it together um, is important. It what is it? Expands it, and I do it with another group with um, transcendental meditation, and when we do it together, it elevates and expands whatever is people are doing inside. So it's I'm thankful for this opportunity.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Great. Thank you, dear. Okay. Um, Jalpa Saraswati.
Satnam, I loved the meditation because the japa in my name is about chanting. And I really, whenever um, to me, the chanting, any kind of chanting, I'm becoming more aware of my central channel and my vocal cords. As they're vibrating, it feels like it's vibrating my whole central channel and my whole being. And I'm really aware of the vibration of the mantra uh, permeating all of my cells and changing my vibration, the vibration of my electromagnetic field. I'm just very aware of that. So, and I find how much I'm echoing Hari Mandir because I haven't done a Kundalini exercise in such a long time, like 2020 happened. And then we had the pandemic, and I moved into the ashram. And so I wasn't really doing a lot of Kundalini before that. And I kept, um, I don't know exactly how to say it, like waiting for some sort of, not quite a reconciliation, but some kind of an understanding about the Yogi Bhajan stuff. And and the more I understood, the farther away I went from it. Like even as we were doing this, I was wondering to myself, did Yogi Bhajan channel this meditation from Baba Siddhi Chand? Did Yogi Bhajan um, get this meditation from somewhere else? Did Yogi Bhajan just make it up? Did he abuse people with it? You know, were people abused in the doing it? And at the same time, I loved it. Like another thing that was happening for me was that the little bit of Kundalini that I did at while I was living at the ashram was Dedham was my downstairs neighbor, and he loved this particular Kriya. So we would sit on the floor of his apartment, and he would do it even when he was just downstairs from me, but he did it at a slightly different cadence. So the two of us would sort of sit opposite each other and chant in the same room together, like Vaheguru, Vaheguru. And it was like doing that was, it really took me back to that time and place. But as we were doing the Kriya together, I found myself really hearkening back to not just hearkening back to Florida, but even to times before that. And I did feel the stimulation around the thyroid, which the thyroid, one of the things that it's responsible for is metabolism. And I said to myself, wow, this is affecting my metabolism. It's having the effect of on the metabolism of a younger of the younger self. Like I said to myself, I wonder if I'm tapping back into the metabolism that I had uh in Florida when I was, you know, and I believe, by the way, that our angel is Jagat Guru, my teacher from Florida, which is really wonderful because I'm sure that we did this Kriya in her classes too. So that's also equally really special. And my reflection afterwards during the time of integration, what I really felt was about reimagining the past, like that the transformations of this Kriya were a way to dip back into, you know, that other Kriya where you bring your arms out parallel to the ground and then and with the palms up, and then you move your hands sort of in an arc to your shoulders, and it's as though the visualization is that you're splashing water from the Ganges River over you to wash away and to cleanse that auric field. And you know, to me, the subtle anatomy of that posture is really working on the heart center, um and we've just got so much going on around the head and the halo area there. And I just felt that reimagining of the past, like in a similar way to tapping into that Kriya of washing away the past, reimagining the past, and stepping back. What I felt was stepping back into the river, that image of the Ganges, stepping back into the same river twice. You know, they say you can never step into the same river twice. Well, something interesting is I've got two screens on our Zoom. One is on my phone, and I had the audio disconnected, but while we had the video on before this, what I had was on the phone, the volume really, really low, so that then I could turn it up when it was time to play the video. And it's very weird to hear that echo of the one thing and then that slight echo right afterwards. And and I'm aware of how many fractal realities and fractal existences are set off by that exact sort of echo chamber that gets created through a situation like that. And it reminded me of stepping into the same river twice, that the Kriya feels like an older technology to step into the same river twice. And the other thing that I want to say, I want to come back to the Yogi Bhajan, and maybe Baba Siddhi Chand will give us the answer to this. But Yogi Bhajan claimed that he was initiated by somebody called Lama Leland Po, who it has been since found never existed. And and he also, Yogi Bhajan also claimed to get his kriyas, that like he inherited the seat of the Mahan Tantric from somebody who it's found now never existed. And well, he gave a name, but the guy that he said, like, they found him and he wasn't him. He didn't have a spiritual background like that. And my theory has been for many years that Yogi Bhajan was channeling Baba Siddhi Chand. Um, and this is the first time I'm publicly saying that, and it feels okay for me to publicly say that because I suspect that that's what was going on. And so on that level, it makes me feel better about the Kriya, to know that, to feel the roots of that Kriya having come from Baba as opposed to having come from Yogi Bhajan. Um, I guess that's my share.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Usually during those times, I would be the timer, but today I tried that and it was amazing. To me, I had felt this before about strong strength, and I could see my body was bigger, and it was about the earth, because I felt the earth in, about meridians, um, uh, because, and this is for all of us, that we have the meridian points with the earth. And here we are, uh, helping the meridians to hold better for the earth. Do you understand that? Well,
Yeah. Yeah, I really see that as the meridians. I feel the meridians in our body line up with the meridians in our house, which also line up with the meridians in our planet. Like, I think that there are so many almost like the electromagnetic field gets bigger and bigger, but it's part of us being part or particle, you know? That's
right.
really beautiful. Thank you for that imagery about the meridians. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. And we have heard that other people about, what is it, the ley lines are holding like a net, holding the earth. And here we are. We're doing that with each of us.
Mm.
Thank you so much. And I'm so glad for Baba Siddhi Chand as well.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Now, I don't remember when, but I felt like Baba Siddhi-chan was talking about tantric energy. Okay.
Oh, for the sharing of the meditation today, you mean?
No, it wasn't at another time, but that's what I felt from that.
Mm.
Okay. And now, okay, because I'm with that meditation brain, is I can't really talk very well. Okay, so, I'm going to say about next week, this will have another Kriya and another, this one is going to be another video. And I'm pretty sure that is from, well, it could be an AI video again, but I believe it will be from Edgar Casey. And I will let you know what my felt again from a quick dream. Okay. Oh, and Hadimander, about that ship, being in the ship going up and down. That will be for next week. Okay.
I don't remember that ever going up and down. I just felt the storm, but I've only felt the ups and downs in smaller,
Yeah.
in a kayak or something. But
Oh, right.
I,
Right.
I didn't. I wasn't aware of the waves. Just the
Exactly. Exactly. Because we were in the
a huge. It's the SS United States is what we were on. The huge
right.
ship.
But we were in the last bottom.
So
But
we couldn't see outside. We were
yeah,
there was no window.
right.
You had
And
to be
and
outside to um, I had to be outside so I wouldn't get nauseous.
because we had seasick and people
Yeah.
kept saying, just go up to the deck. And
Yes.
it's like, but
Well, that was the only thing that got me through. I had to be on the deck.
yeah, because I could see going through the steps, and it was going up and then holding
Oh, yeah,
on.
that's true.
Yeah,
Yes.
you remember that? And
Yeah, I do.
it was so hard to go on one step. And then we went, and then going up there, we were floating
Yeah.
almost like 10 steps together. Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay. So God bless you, all of you. And I would love to hear from Angel, from our Angel. And but how about Agya Paul? Oh,
Can
yeah,
I say, yeah, can I say just one thing if Angel doesn't want to say anything?
yes,
Um, I just want to remind people or let them know that Pam Gregory has a meditation for the world, sending love and light to the world at 7 o'clock her UK time, which is 2 o'clock Eastern time, which I'm not sure what it would be in Alaska time. But so just to let everybody know that this is a meditation that goes on every single day. and that she does it every single day at 7 p.m. her time, and to imagine holding hands with everyone all over the world, especially she mentions, the Middle East and so forth. So anyway, I just wanted to let people know.
Okay, so is that for 2 p.m. or 2?
Yeah, that would be 2 p.m. our time, Eastern time,
Okay,
and 7 p.m. UK time.
got it.
5 hours difference.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Oh, and will you send the link on our text? Is that okay?
I'm sorry, the link for,
Camp Gregory.
oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, I'll send the link for her webpage, and for meditations, you go to the bottom of the webpage.
Okay, got it.
Okay,
Thank you.
yes.
Okay, and now please begin for our song. Paul?
Sure, sure. Well, thank you, everyone. This was just wonderful for me. Thank you. And so, in that spirit of gratitude, let's all inhale deeply and exhale, letting all the darkness leave us. And inhale to begin. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on.
Inhale. None. Bless you all. We'll see us very soon, like right here.
Thank you, everyone.
God bless you.
Love you all. Bye now.
Thank you, Aggie Paul, so much for that. That was a really wonderful meditation as well.
Thank you. I feel good about it. Thank you.
Bye,
Take care. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.